With the news today. Mr. Kalra, it is 20 years since Vietnam resumed its relations with the IMF. So, what do you say about this relationship, especially in the context of the historical meeting between Prime Minister Nguyễn Tấn Dũng and the director of the IMF, Christine Lagarde?
Well, obviously we are very, very pleased that Prime Minister Dũng has had the opportunity to meet with Madame Lagarde, the Managing Director of the IMF in Washington, D.C. At the meeting, they've had an opportunity to exchange views about macroeconomic developments in Vietnam and more generally about what has been going on in the global economy and in the regional economies. This meeting for us is an indication, and it represents the very close relationship that the IMF has had with Vietnam over these many years. And as part of this relationship, the IMF has provided macroeconomic policy advice to Vietnam, has provided a lot of technical assistance to Vietnam, and also arranged for training of many of the senior officials inside and outside of Vietnam. For example, we conduct the annual Article 4 consultation with Vietnam every year. We've organized more than 50 technical assistance missions that have come to Vietnam to provide specialized advice in a wide range of topics. We've also had training in our institutes in Washington, D.C., in Vienna, in Singapore, and also we provide scholarships for postgraduate degrees in the region as well. So it's been a very, very close relationship, and this office in Hanoi is a clear indication that we value this relationship with Vietnam. From this office, we try to maintain a close dialogue with many stakeholders, policymakers, people in the financial markets, in the private sector. So the relationship is very close, and we hope that this relationship grows over time as we go forward.
Given the efforts of the Vietnamese government to stabilize the economy and controlling the inflation rate, what are your assessment on policy recommendations recommendation about the recent monetary and exchange rate policy?
Well, first of all, I think it's fair to say that the economy has stabilized. Inflation has been in single digits, 6 to 7%, 7.5% for almost a year on a 12-month basis, which is a very good achievement. We came from very high rates of inflation in 2011. The exchange rate has been very stable for almost a year and a half, which is again a very good achievement. The current account has been in surplus. So from a headline point of view, things have become much better. Obviously, growth has slowed down a little bit, but is recovering over the last few quarters. But to maintain these achievements, few things will have to be done going forward. There has to be an accelerated reform of the banking sector. More effort has to be put into reforming the state-owned enterprises. A lot more effort can be put into making public investment more efficient. Now, these are all goals that the government has set for itself, and we are hoping that we can get a lot of progress very quickly on all of these fronts so that Vietnam can achieve the very high growth potential that it has over the medium term and going forward. So things are good, but some more effort needs to be made to achieve a much higher growth rate. Vietnam has a young, very hard-working population, and it deserves to have stronger macroeconomic policies and strong structural reforms to achieve its full potential going forward.
Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you very much.
One more question.